I have been asked to give the eulogy today. My fellow San Andreans, I would first like to thank the marshals for letting me out of prison this hour to attend the funeral of my best friend, Julian Specht. I was in my cell yesterday when a guard came over and gave me news I never, ever thought I would hear. He said, "Mr. Lamb, your wife Cass says that she loves you." Now at that moment I knew something was wrong. And indeed, he continued, "Mr. Lamb, Julian Specht is dead." My heart stopped. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I mean, despite Julian's dangerous line of work, his willingness to take risks in both his personal life and in his career, it never quite occurred to me that Julian could die. To me, Julian Specht was not just a person. He was a force of nature. He was a symbol. He was a star. We all got to know him on the big screen during his time in Vinewood, his films, including Meltdown, Jack Bourne, Vinewood Zombie. What an actor he was. Julian was the only man who had a chance of beating me for the award of sexiest man alive.
Cap.
It is both my deepest regrets and my biggest relief that he no longer qualifies. Julian was then elected the 7th mayor of Los Santos and quickly became a man of the people. I remember driving my Lamb News van to Petrov's Pieces and seeing a big blue armored vehicle in the parking lot. I was actually taking my assistant, Liliana Lockwood, to the gun range to teach her how to shoot a gun so she could protect herself against kidnappers. We walked in and Julian was there, greeted us with a massive smile and a big hug. We talked with him and he ended up personally taking Liliana to the range and he taught her how to shoot. That was my first ever interaction with Julian Specht. And after that, our friendship kept growing. Little did I know that day at Petrov's Pieces, that would be the man who would end up resigning for mayor early and handing over the position to me. From starring in movies to running Los Santos, Julian soon embarked on the most ambitious journey yet. He was recruited to reform the LSPD, to raise it from its ashes. A department that had fallen would soon be brought back to life and become the most funded and successful department in the state. And it was due to Julian's competence and excellence. Julian never expected to join the police force, but when circumstances called, when crisis was present, Julian stepped in. He stepped in between us and chaos. He stood in the way between us and evil. For months on the police force, Julian protected us from evil. But eventually, evil would win. Julian's life was cut short yesterday when his body was found at the mines of the David Quarry. He had been stabbed, shot, and burned to death. And just like that, so suddenly, our Julian was gone. 2 days ago, I was having a conversation with an FIB agent. I was in my prison cell and I was telling a story. I said, there will come a day when all the pending criminal charges against Julian Specht are dropped, when Julian's fiancée, Cherry Tannen, is found not guilty on all her charges, when all the charges against my wife, Cass Lamb, are dropped, and when I am found not guilty and released from prison. There will come a day, maybe this December, when we are all free, and Cass and I are watching Cherry Tannen walk down the aisle in a beautiful white dress, taking Julian's hand in marriage, surrounded by friends and family. Julian had asked me to be his best man at his wedding. This wedding, this dream, that will never take place because of one deranged individual, one murderer whose name I will not say. What I will say is, as soon as my trial ends and I am found not guilty and I am released from prison, you better watch out, Randall Pauly. It will be my personal mission to avenge my friend Julian Specht. You will soon face justice for what you have done, for what you have taken away from me and from all of us. The only way I can rest peacefully is if I know that you are in prison or you are dead. My fellow San Andreans, let us not stall on what could have been, and let us instead celebrate what we had. Let us celebrate the life of Julian Specht, and let us all aspire to follow his example, his leadership, his kindness, his passion, and his dedication to justice. That is how I will remember Julian Specht.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this recording officer handed me.
God.
I'm playing this recording officer handed me.
Hello?
Play it.
Hello? What's up, everybody? It's Randall here. Randall Pauly.
Oh no, turn that off.
I want to admit that Zach Lamb hired me to kill Julian Specht.
Where's the off switch?
What? Oh my
What?
god.
Oh no, that is not true. That is ridiculous.
I thought it was gonna be.
Oh my
I
god.
would like to say that Julian Specht was a
Okay,
great
you obviously
chief.
you don't believe him, right?
Super corrupt.
That is ridiculous. Oh my god.
It's a terrible day
Walk
today.
the other way.
Why would you play that recording?
I feel like the next chief is gonna be a lot worse.
Take him
than
back
this
to the
guy.
HQ.
And
Take him back to
frankly,
the HQ.
What? Excuse
miss
no. This is just not true.
Come here, Jacqueline.
No.